It's bad enough that I don't like people, but like having to apologize for things that I didn't do, that's just fucked up. I don't even want to do that. Does that even make sense? Like, does it? Does it really? Hello, you guys. What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Teen Life Crisis, the college years. I'm your host, Kia Purst, aka Chris, and I just got one thing to ask y'all. How y'all living? Like, honestly, how are y'all living? We know we go through this every episode. I need to know how y'all are doing mentally. We need to get back into this wellness checks just to make sure that our mental is working and that it is in the right headspace, because if it's not, then we got a problem. I need to know how y'all doing. I need to know if we are, just having a good uppity day. And that's all that really matters in today's society, is that our wellness and that our mental health is importantly checked on regularly, along with how you're doing romantically, physically, sexually, all the other good stuff that goes on in life, because it is a good time to be alive right now. I think that, honestly. I'm sorry if you do hear a little rattling. I'm honestly doing my podcast from work tonight. Yeah, I know, that's strange. I work in a restaurant, but I had shut down early. Nobody's in here. It's just me. I'm honestly waiting for my ride, and I had nothing better to do. So I said, why not record a podcast episode? And I'm having fun with it. Like, I feel great talking to myself out loud, kind of sounding like a psychopath in here. But, when I'm here by myself, and when I'm like, there's some nights when I'm alone and I'm here and I'm angry, I start screaming. And I have not admitted that until now. So y'all know my dirty little secret. Don't judge me. It is what it is. You would be mad too if you had to be here when nobody else was here. But right now I'm kind of happy because all the lights are on. And I really haven't been drinking tonight. So that's a starter right there. Okay, enough chit chat. I know you all have already seen what the title for today's episode is. And yes, we are going to talk about, drumroll please. I'm doing little drum rolls with my fingers. We are talking about arguments with friends. Yes, I know nobody really talks about this, but it is important. Like, this is worse than like getting in arguments with your parents. Getting in arguments with your best friends or like your really close friends. That's the home hitter. That's the stuff that hurts the most. That's like the people that are your chosen family, that have been with you through thick and thin, that probably know you inside and out more than your parents do, more than your blood family knows. And trust me, those relationships, those are the ones that will last forever and debate on what happens throughout the next 20 to 30 years of your life. So we're definitely going to get into that. The majority of this topic, not majority, but like the reason I have this topic is because I honestly had not a falling out, but like I had a really big disagreement and argument with a friend that kind of like had me a little uneasy. And mostly I wanted to talk about it with you guys before I even just like I needed to get this off my chest, because even though the issues are resolved, it's still like withering around in there. And not to put like personal business or anything out there, we're not gonna like get too deep into it. We're just gonna talk about like the fundamentals of it all. We may get a little personal with some backstories, with some like back in the day stories, but we're not going to talk about like this main story, if that makes any sense to you guys. Okay, so we're going to get into that. And then I wish I said I had a word from our sponsor, because that would make things go smoothly, but no one's sponsoring me yet. Keyword, I said yet. I am manifesting. I want somebody to sponsor me, or me sponsor them. Either way, I don't know how sponsorships go, but I know when they do come, it's all about the manifestation up here in the big old brain. I don't know. I failed my math assessment today, and I've just been a little, on a roller coaster ride. And I just need someone to talk to. I need somebody to hold. Like, y'all don't get it. This college life is hard. But anyways, let's get into today's topic. Argumentations with friends. Who hasn't had them? We've all had them. Ain't nothing new, in all fairness. Like, it's a lot. It's crazy. It's a lot. But it's definitely crazy and a lot. I think I'm going to say that one more time just so y'all can hear it. Sound like my communications professor. It's a lot. It's crazy. We've all been there. But, oh my God, I sound so damn stupid. But, like, in all seriousness, we've all had, like, falling outs with friends. We've all had, like, bickerments. We've all had arguments. We've all done the ding. Like, we've all done it before, and it's just natural. Like, of course, like, from a young age, we think, oh, we're going to be best friends forever. We're going to be agreeing all the time. We're going to do all these nice things together. We're always going to be happy together. And, of course, like, some friendships are like that. But when you think about it, especially, like, when you're in college or, like, in your 20s, not all of that still happens. Like, of course, like, you find out who you are as a person. You're starting to grow into yourself. You're discovering your individuality, your personality, your entire being. And then not everybody's gonna be, like, on the same wavelength as you. And of course, like, sometimes even when you start, like, outgrowing people and then starting to want to move on or move away from, I guess that's also what I meant by, like, outgrowing. But also you get into, like, the disagreements of it all. Either, honestly, this topic came from a communications lecture that I was in, and it just got off the rails, and it had me thinking, like, you know, like, interpersonal communication, cultural communication. It's just, I don't know. Like, I honestly do not know. That's mainly why I wanted to speak on this topic, along with, you know, getting in an argument. But anyways, nobody needs to know about that but me. But it is, like, an important thing to, like, understand, like, you do grow up, you do outgrow each other, you do start getting into arguments, and it's just how it is what it is. It happens. I can speak on that from experience. I thought I was going to be friends with a lot of people to the point where I'm, like, in my 20s, and we thought we were going to go out to the club together and hang out and shake some ass and whatever. But then again, I was also 11 when I thought of that, so thinking about, like, 10 years ago, me thinking about shaking my ass, I mean, that's when I finally knew what twerking was, but, like, shaking my ass? Who am I? But I did mostly want to, like, do, like, those kind of fun things with the friends I had then. And come to think of it, like, I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be very honest. Whoa, my words are slurring and I'm not even drunk. I promise you that much. Mom, if you're hearing this, I am not drunk. Even though you are on the way, but I'm not drunk. But like I was saying, in all fairness, like, yeah, back in the day, I thought I was going to be friends with all the people that I was friends with back then. And I can say this personally, I think I am friends with about 1, 2, or not even, like, I'm still friends with them, but, like, I haven't talked to them. I only talked to about mainly 2 people from 10 years ago that I still talk to this day, is, like, 2 of them. And that's crazy. And one of them is all the way in California, and the other one is living her best life with her man in Virginia Beach. Like, and I still talk to them on a weekly, daily basis. Like, those are my 2 ride or dies for good. Like, I can tell you, I had a falling out with one of them for about a couple months when we were in high school over a boy. We let a boy get in between our friendship. Tell me that's crazy. And funny thing is, I'm not even friends with that boy anymore. Actually, neither one of us are. We both had a crush on him. I told her to pursue him when I was trying to pursue him, which was actually, you know, very stupid on my part. So, boy out there, if you're listening, hey, what's up? But if you're not listening, don't play this episode. And it's just like, that's just how life is. Like, we get into arguments. And we had a falling out over a boy for a couple months. And I was just, like, really sad. And I missed my bestie. And then we rekindled our friendship I don't know how we did it, because we was like in my sophomore year of high school, and I don't remember a lot of that because of certain things that I cannot speak about on this channel, on this show. Because if I do, I will start breaking out in tears. So we're not going to do that today. Okay. But that's just like one example of a falling out. Another falling out is when my best guy friend, who I am still best friends with to this day. I would not know what I would do without him. That is my ride or die. That is literally, he's my soulmate. And even though like he is also family, but like, yo, he is my soulmate. And he knows this. Like, he has my heart. We had a falling out. I think it was because I said something completely, utterly stupid. And he was like not in the mood to hear it. But like, I said some deranged, stupid shit. And then that made him mad. And I had like no idea that it made him mad or anything. And we took a little break. And then we reconnected. Like, I gave him a genuinely deep apology because I was like, I don't know what I would do without you in this life. Like, I can't let, like, stupid shit like this come between us as friends. Like, that's just not right. And I wouldn't mean to do anything to you. I come to think of it, most of these reasons I have for falling out is kind of my fault. And sometimes it's not my fault. And when it's not my fault, that's the stupid shit. Like, damn. But those are just two instances where I'm like, okay, that's kind of my fault. But even in that instance, I was like, it was kind of like both of our faults, but it's also like majority my fault. Because, you know, I say a lot of out-of-pocket shit and I can't help it. I cannot help it. It is what it is. Don't hurt me, please. And even, like, nowadays, like, even though these were, like, the high school days, I'm talking about, like, now. I've had a lot of falling outs, even with, not even with friends. I've had falling outs with exes as well. I had a falling out with an ex that I actually work with. And then I had a falling out with an ex over completely something different, mostly because I was still having feelings, and then I got blocked on everything. Ooh, I hope you don't hear this. I'm so sorry if you heard this. And then the last falling out with an ex that I had, actually, I told myself in 2023 I would not talk about that last one because he is irrelevant. He is nobody. He is nothing to me anymore, and we know this. I'm about to be I am resembling a SZA. Who is SZA? A SZA lyric where she's like, been about 3 years since I dated you. Why you talking about me like we together? I moved on for the better. Like, I love me some broken clocks. And I'm about to start reciting shit like I'm a broken clock. Because that's me. And then I'm not going to keep talking about somebody that it's been like 3 years since I dated you. Even though, like, he is the one that broke me. He broke me down. And not in a good way. So that's the type of shit that kind of makes me upset. But he did choke. Let me stop. No. Let me not say that. Because y'all don't need to know that. Even though I am going to spill all the tea and nothing but the tea. Like I'm in court, I spill the truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, sir. Yes, God. But yeah, even like falling out with exes is hard. And having to resolve like the conflict. There are certain conflicts you don't want to resolve, even though they are needed to be resolved. Even if it's like an argument that's like very, very much like serious. And I don't want to say heartfelt because that's not the word I'm looking for. But like, I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. But like, it's just very serious and very not passionate either. But there's a certain word I'm looking for and I can't find it, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, moving on. Those type of arguments, arguments and conflicts, you can't seem to like let go, because those are types that are just hard, and they're just hard to fix, and it's hard to mend, and sometimes if you can't fix it, let it go. because I was honestly not gonna lie, I was having this type of conversation with my therapist last week about the conflict that I was recently going through, which I guess we will get into on this show, because mostly it is about, like, me and a really good friend of mine. Like, we just had, like, an argument about nothing. Like, it was about nothing, even though she wasn't feeling all that great to herself. But, like, when we were arguing, it did kind of hurt me in a way, because it made me feel like, oh, am I really this bad of a friend? Even though I was sitting there and genuinely listening to her, evaluating what she was saying, making sure what I'm saying is going to be the right thing, even though half the time I feel like I'm not saying the right thing because she wants to hear something completely different. And that's okay if you want to hear something completely different. But I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm not that type of person. If I mean it, I'll mean it. But, like, if it's not authentic and it's not sitting right in my heart, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like, no, I'm going to tell you straight the fuck serious what is going on and how I see it. And if you don't like it, that is not a me problem, that's a you problem. But, like, if you're gonna take it another way, take it anyway. Don't take it the hard way. Take it like, I'm that type of friend that I'm gonna give you the brutally honest feeling that I give you. I think that made sense. I think it did. I hope it did. And then but after that, like, we didn't really talk for like a couple hours. I didn't want to talk to her for the first couple hours. And then after that, like, of course, I saw her the next day and she apologized and everything. And I told her too, I was like, hey, yeah, we're cool. Like, we're great. But also deep in my heart, I'm like, I'm still kind of hurt. But I wasn't going to, like, I don't know. Is there still conflict there? Sometimes there is, but we argue like an old married couple. We argue like we're in a relationship. And it's okay sometimes, but it's not okay all the time. Sometimes I just want that conflict to be over. And sometimes it will be over. But then also it'll start back up again. And in all seriousness, there's no point for it to start all over again. It's just, we are really close friends. And friends don't need to fight all the time, but we don't need to agree on everything all the time either. It's hard, but it's also life. Like, when we say we're friends, we're really good friends. We're like attached to the hip, almost like fucking siblings. And I have 12 of them. Do I need more siblings? No, but all my closest friends I treat like siblings because they know me inside and out, and I know them inside and out. So, this really does, like, answer my question. Is it okay to, like, do we have to kiss and make up all the time? No, we don't. We will have our moments. We will, of course, get into conflict on literally certain things, possibly anything. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay, because we are still growing together. We are learning together, and we will get through it together like we always will. Even sometimes if we think like it's time to cut the cord, then we'll cut the cord. We'll separate ourselves for a couple weeks, possibly a couple months, maybe years if needed. But we will still find a way to come back and rekindle that friendship that we once had, because that is what is most important, to remember the good days and not treat it like a bad day or anything, because hell, what the fuck would happen? You gotta keep them close, even though sometimes when you feel like it's the end of the road, but it's never the end of the road if you think there's still hope there. I know there's hope there. And for anybody going through the same problems, there is still hope there. I promise you there is still hope there. Like, believe it. Believe that there is still hope there. I promise you there is. I really do. I promise you that there's hope. Okay, guys, let me not get a little too preachy on you anymore, because we are going to wrap this up. This is going to be a little short one. But I hope you all did get the message that I did put behind what I was saying tonight. And I want y'all to just be honest with your friends. Even if, like, y'all do get into conflict, y'all will find a way to resolve that conflict. And I hope you do, in a beautiful way or an ugly way. You'll figure it out in some way. I promise you that much. And if you don't, girl, it's time to cut that cord. It's time. Ooh, that's actually a good thing. Cut the cord. Cut the cord. No, let me stop. Don't cut the cord. If needed, cut the cord. But if it's not needed, don't cut it. You got to keep them around. You love your friend too much. But I want y'all to have a great rest of your day. Wherever you are listening, I want y'all to have a beautiful day. Go get some air. Go get something to eat. I know I'm hungry. And I just ate. Well, maybe I shouldn't eat nothing. Maybe I should get some ice cream. Is Chick-fil-A still open? I want some Chick-fil-A ice cream. That's what I really want. But I want y'all to have a good night or a good day and just a good life. Okay, I love you. I'll catch you in the next episode. Trust me, I'll be back. Don't think I'm not going anywhere. I will be back. And if you don't believe me, catch me in next week's episode because I will be here. And if I'm not, y'all can come damn me at my house. I promise. Ain't no demons in me. But I love y'all. Peace out. Be safe. Mwah. Bye-bye. Man, y'all don't understand. It's actually, like, really creepy. But it's not creepy. It's just really quiet. And all the lights are on. And then I get to see cars go by. It's weird. But, like, I'm just happy that I'm just chilling in here talking about my thoughts. Let me stop. This outro ain't supposed to be this long. I gotta go to bed. Good night.